Hey, what's up Yorkshire fam? It's me, the Yorkshireman Reacts, and I'm back again for another reaction video. Now, today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. So, usually it's mostly comedy, entertainment, ha ha ha, funny, hilarious, laugh out loud. But not this time. So, on the Patreon I recently started a new series, well, I say recently, on the 12th of May. Here it is, the Journey of Discovery series, where I react to documentaries, factual documentaries and stuff like that. And I started with this, the first episode of the new Netflix series Missing Dead or Alive. And today I'm going to be reacting to this. It's from Lost in the Pond, How America Makes Britain Look Like a Tiny Village. So, as we know, America is a huge, massive, vast country. It's absolutely huge. It's crazy. I think it takes something like 6-7 hours to fly over it, and that's the fastest time. It's a huge country. So, yeah, I'm interested to watch this and see what happens. So, you are going over there, and I am going over here. So, if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing and joining us as we react to new stuff. I'm currently doing 9 different TV shows or series at the moment. So we've got Gimme Gimme Gimme, Still Game, An Idiot Abroad, Father Ted, Chewing the Fat, Rabsy Nesbitt, Limmy Show, the Journey of Discovery series, the Super Short series, and the Extreme Cheapskate series. I think that's more than 9 actually. And that's all on Patreon. Well, it's not all on Patreon. No, Rabsy Nesbitt, Chewing the Fat, and Limmy Show is on here. Did I mention An Idiot Abroad? I think I did. Anyway, yeah. Please like this video if you enjoy it. Comment, subscribe to the channel. Join the Patreon. It starts from just $1 a month. You get everything that's already on the Patreon, no matter which tier you join. And follow us on Facebook. Let's go.
And at 874 square miles is larger than not just London, but half of the English counties.
Lost in the
Hello,
Pond.
I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to size. They say that size doesn't matter, but have they looked at a map recently? Because it does matter when you move from Britain to the United States of America.
It does. Maps that really show the scale of the United States.
You see, somebody once said that the biggest difference between Britain and America is that Americans think that 100 years is a long time and that the British think that 100 miles is a long way. And I definitely used to think like this. For instance, I used to think that travelling from my hometown of Grimsby to the city of Manchester...
Do you know what? That reminds me. So, for me, I live sort of around here. So that's Leeds, that's Bradford. I'm about here. And when I was little, my grandparents used to take me on holiday here. A place called Bridlington, and a bit lower down there's a place called Filey, and this is Flamborough Head. So we used to go to one of these places in this area, because Bridlington, it used to be my favourite place to go. I used to love going to the fair that's on the seafront. I used to love going. That was about a 2-hour drive, and I used to think that was really, really long. I used to hate the journey, but you know, I was a little kid going on holiday. I was excited, but yeah. It's not that far really when you think about it compared to America. I mean, it's like, what, 80 miles? And then there's Blackpool, look, you can get there in about an hour and a half, on a good day. But compared to America, you know...
Manchester was a long way, even though it was only 100 miles. But after moving to the United States, where long-distance commutes and cross-country road trips are not that unusual, I soon realised that Americans viewed 100 miles as no biggie. And as somebody who now fairly frequently does the commute from Chicago to...
That's 184 miles in America. Just this little tiny blip here, this little tiny line, Indianapolis to Chicago. I mean, it's nothing, is it really? I play Microsoft Flight Simulator all the time, and I normally fly from Newark to Washington, and that's about that. It's not long. It's about a half an hour, 45-minute flight. But you're still covering a lot of distance, but in America it's nothing.
To Indianapolis.
I also fly from LA to San Francisco as well. That's a bit longer.
Fallen in line with my American comrades.
But just in case I haven't done that flight. I might do it.
One of those British people that I often...
Also, I do game streams on Twitch, so I'll link my Twitch as well. Please follow me on Twitch. I did a stream today and I did a stream last night, Flight Simulator. I'm going to be doing a lot more often, so please follow me on Twitch and join us.
Hear about that comes to the United States.
I'll be doing other games as well.
To see New York City, Las Vegas, San Francisco, and the Grand Canyon all in one weekend. Then allow me to present to you some maps that highlight the scale of the United States in all its glory. Let's take a look.
Hey, you ever seen a wealthy person or a wealthy family or a jet owner?
Yeah, I have.
Like, I got a jet, I'm sorry, you know.
Firstly, let's take a look at the United States as a whole. If we include land and water, which we will be doing throughout this video, the United States has a total area of about 3.8 million square miles.
3,796,000 square miles, the United States. That's crazy.
In that respect, it could...
And the UK, 93,000! America? Basically 3.8 million square miles. Us? Oh, 93,600 square miles. We are fucking tiny, aren't we? I don't think we're even as big as Florida. I've got my best friend's from Florida. And yeah, wow.
Contain 40, not just Britain's, but UK's. And for clarification, the UK...
So you can fit the entire UK in America 40 times. Jesus Christ.
Is Britain plus Northern Ireland. The biggest country within the United Kingdom is my home country of England. And you've almost certainly heard that the United States has an entire region named after it. Let's have a look at how they compare.
New England.
As the United States goes, New England is a relatively small area of land comprising 6 states. Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. And despite the fact that 5 of those states feature in a list of the 7 smallest, the New England states combined are almost 22,000 square miles bigger than England. In fact, you could throw in Wales and Northern Ireland and New England would still come out on top. But even when you add in Scotland, there are certain...
So even one of America's smallest states is still bigger than the entire UK. It's just beyond belief, isn't it?
And other states that are...
I'd love to see one of these kind of videos on Russia, because Russia is just stupid big.
Bigger than the entire United Kingdom. Now, long ago I made a video on the 11 states that are larger than the UK. But this video was mostly crap, and the chief complaint about it was that I didn't show any maps, so you just had to imagine it. Well, to show that I've grown as a YouTuber, and to visually put these 11 states into a UK...
Welcome to YouTube. There's always somebody complaining that you're doing something wrong, or that you haven't included something that they want. You can't please everybody. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube career, don't even think that you're going to be capable of pleasing absolutely everyone in your audience. It's impossible. Especially with reaction content. It is impossible to please everyone. So just do not make that, not even your sole aim, don't even make it an aim. Just try and please as many people as you can and be happy with the majority of your audience being happy rather than a minority. That'd be my advice.
I've put together a graphic. Have you ever seen those videos?
And remember, don't worry, when you're stuck on 50 subscribers and you're like, this isn't going anywhere. Remember, every single YouTuber that you're trying to be like started on the exact same number. Every YouTuber started on 0 subscribers. Mr. Beast started with 0 subscribers. No Life Shack started with 0. PewDiePie started with 0. Dr. Mike, Daz Games, you name it, they all started with nothing.
That compare the size of the Earth to the size of the Sun, and then the Sun to the next biggest star, and the next biggest star to the next biggest star, and so on. Well, I thought it would be fun to do the same thing with the UK, and its 11 American overlords. So here are 11 US states with a total area, that's land and water, that's larger than the UK.
Michigan, bigger than the UK by 3,000 miles. Wyoming, bigger than Michigan. Oregon, bigger than Wyoming. Oh, I see how he's doing it, yeah. Colorado. Texas will be on here, definitely. Nevada. Arizona. And, what's that other state? Not Carolina. Not any of the Carolinas. I can't think of it. Never mind. New Mexico. Wait, New Mexico's a country, not a state of America. Mexico's a separate country. What? And I'd have thought it were bigger than that. Or is... Eh? Does he mean does it... I don't understand. Mexico. US state... Oh! I didn't know there was a state called New Mexico. Funnily enough, that's the state I was trying to think of. Albuquerque. I was thinking of that area. But I didn't know the state was called New Mexico. Oh, well, there you go. Montana. California. Texas! There you go. Biggest state in America by miles. 268,000 square miles. Jeez. That must be bigger than France, Germany, Austria, Italy, Spain. See, America is just crazy big. Oh, no. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Yeah, don't worry. I'm face-palming myself. How could I forget Alaska? Of course Texas isn't the biggest. Alaska, yeah. But, you know, it's because Alaska, the impression that we have, the way that it's made to look, it's like a separate country almost, you know? But yeah, Alaska. Jesus.
Now, if this were a game of top trumps, the United States would be winning by a country mile. Sorry. So before we continue, I am going to throw in a fun fact.
Does this guy have a kid? Because that was an absolute dad joke.
That allows the UK a moment of glory. The most number of US states that you could collectively fit into the entire UK is 10. Now, admittedly, it is the smallest 10, and those are West Virginia, Maryland, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Hawaii, Connecticut, Delaware, and Rhode Island.
Really, Rhode Island? Rhode Island's tiny, is it? Isn't it smaller than Malta? I'm sure it is.
But one thing that you might notice about all of those, with the exception of Hawaii, is that they are east of the Mississippi River. But once you go west, things become so big that your eyes fall off.
Guys, so this is the game everyone's been talking about. Avony, the King's Return. I'll try it out.
Shut up, bitch.
And something that really seems to get bigger out west are counties. You may remember last year I did a video on the differences between British and American counties, and one of those differences was size.
Bloody hell, he's let himself go, hasn't he? He keeps showing like flashbacks to all the videos he's done. The one that he did before, he looked like a teenager. Now look at him. No offence, but that's another thing about YouTube. If they're on YouTube for a while, you see people change right before your eyes. It's strange.
For context, I want you to keep in mind that the largest county in the UK is North Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
This clocks in at roughly 3...
Yorkshire man here. I'm not from North Yorkshire though, I'm from West Yorkshire. I'm right here. Right underneath it. Yeah. But yeah, North Yorkshire. Biggest county in England. Mind you, Yorkshire has 4 counties, north, south, east and west. It is the biggest group of counties in the country. Yorkshire makes up the most land in England of any other group of areas or counties. I'm sure that's true.
3,341 square miles.
I think it is.
So it is itself more than half the size of Northern Ireland. Well, at this point in the video, it won't surprise you to hear that the United States has well over 100 counties larger than that, and the vast majority of them are out west. Now, if we allow for county equivalents like boroughs and census areas, Alaska has 2 county equivalents that are not just larger than North Yorkshire, but the entire United Kingdom. Alaska, you are massive and you need to be stopped.
Quick side note, not a big fan of this guy.
And you might say, well, Alaska's almost too...
I can't stand YouTubers that, you know, no matter what they're saying in the video, their faces don't change. There's no expression in their face at all. You know, they could be telling you the most exciting, incredible fact at all, and they'll still say it like this. Did you know the human body can... If you stretched out everything in the human body, it would go around the Earth twice! But their face never changes. Ugh.
Too massive, so this is just cheating. And it is true, Alaska is like the Galactus of American states. We should start calling it Galaska. But even if you drop down into the lower 48 contiguous states,
really?
There are some counties that are so big that they make certain countries look like quaint villages. Take, for example, the largest in the lower 48, San Bernardino County in California. At over 20,000 square miles, it's approximately 4 times the size of Northern Ireland and more than twice the size of Wales. And it's not alone. San Bernardino County is one of 10 counties with a square mile area of 5 digits. Now, in both Britain and America, within your average county, you'll probably find a city or two, and it'll be of no surprise to you whatsoever that America's largest cities are larger than the UK's largest cities. In the UK, the largest city by total area is comfortably London. In fact, at 671 square miles, it is the 3rd largest in Europe. Now, it's important to remember that that's before we take into account the wider metropolitan area. And indeed, before we do that, there are several cities in the United States that are considerably larger than 671 square miles. Surprisingly, none of these go by the name of New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles, though this changes somewhat when we do account for each city's metropolitan.
Alright, I'm going to make a guess which cities are going to be on this. So, I'm going to say... Philadelphia... I'm thinking Philadelphia. For some reason, Salt Lake City is in my mind. I don't know. Seattle. Because it has that whole mountainous area next to it, doesn't it? Because the airport's right on the river. Or am I thinking... I don't know. But Seattle. Chicago. And... not Miami. Washington? No. New Jersey?
Area. But again, before we do that, I've said do twice. The largest 4 places in America that you could reasonably define as a city are all located in Alaska. Anchorage, Juneau, Wrangell, and Sitka all measure well into the thousands of square miles.
I thought it meant like the classic American cities that you've heard of. I thought that's what it meant.
Miles. Now again, it's super Alaska. Everything is huge. So instead, let's take a look at the opposite end of the country down in Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida is surprisingly massive, owing partly to the fact that it consolidated with Duval County in 1968.
Wait, Jacksonville, isn't that where my friend lives? Oh no, she lives in Gainesville, not Jacksonville. I knew it was a ville, just didn't know which one. But not Jacksonville, she lives in Gainesville.
Nonetheless, when you add up its water and land area, Jacksonville is the largest city in the lower 48. And at 874 square miles is larger than not just London, but half of the English counties. Now, if you take into account the...
Yeah, Gainesville. I've forgotten exactly where it is that she lives.
The metropolitan areas of both Jacksonville and London. Jacksonville marginally comes out on top. And that's despite the fact, yes, I changed my shirt, and that's despite the fact that Jacksonville is significantly down the pecking order when it comes to America's largest metropolitan areas. In terms of square mileage, there are dozens across the country that outmatch
I'm sorry,
it, but none...
this guy is honestly getting on my tits now. As I mentioned, you know how his expression, it's not just his face, it's his voice now as well. Jesus.
Also,
He's
than the
boring.
San Bernardino metropolitan area, otherwise known as the Inland Empire. The Riverside San Bernardino, Ontario metropolitan area covers more than 27,000 square miles, almost the total area of Scotland. That's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments below some of the experiences you've had in the United States that have really highlighted its enormity. Be sure to share this video with your friends and family so that it travels far and wide. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me on Twitter at LostInThePondUS. And
don't think I will be, mate. Sorry. But yeah, that's the video, how America makes the UK look like a tiny village. Yeah, don't think I'll be going back to his channel anytime soon for content like this. I just found it really boring. And, what's the word? Not repetitive. Repressive? Repelling? I don't know. Yeah, I just found it quite boring. Not what he was saying and what he was talking about. That was all really interesting. You know, I love stuff like this. It's just, it would have been so much better if it was somebody else saying it. Like, I don't know, like Daz Games, for example. Imagine him doing a video like this. Or Dr. Mike. Dr. Mike's a great YouTuber. He's really funny as well sometimes. But yeah, obviously this isn't like groundbreaking, mind-blowing to me. I mean, I was born in 1996, so I grew up absolutely immersed in American culture. You know, growing up, all my favourite things were American. My favourite film, my favourite actor, my favourite TV show, it was all American. You know, so much of the things that we enjoy in everyday life is American. I mean, you know, energy drinks, food, you know, chocolate chip cookies, they're a big part of American culture. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, you know. So, it does lead you at some point to learn a little bit about America when I was at school. So, yeah, you're kind of surrounded by the culture and the stuff. And America's such a huge country. Yep. Will I ever go there one day? Who knows? It would be nice. But, I might wait until this hypersonic jet is operational first, because longest flight I've ever done in my life, I was too young to even care about it, because I think I was about 6. I went to Lanzarote with my grandparents again, and that was about, how long did it take to fly to Lanzarote from, I think went from Manchester, nearly 3 hours, and that's the longest flight I've ever done. But as I said, I was tiny. As a bit older, I went to Poland when I was about 14, 15. That wasn't too bad. From Leeds, Bradford. So yeah, if I was to go to America, I'd need a faster plane. So for me to visit America, Concorde's either going to have to come back, or this new hypersonic jet is going to have to be successful and safe. But you know, in all seriousness, I would love to go one day, because there's just so much to see. I'd love to go to Yellowstone National Park. Apparently it's something that everybody has to see, you know. It's really beautiful. I've seen videos of it and pictures, and it just looks amazing. The Grand Canyon, I'd love to go there as well. And obviously Niagara Falls, I'd love to go there. Where else? Places in Canada as well, right in the far north, where it's all frozen and it just looks really special. Yeah. Maybe one day, who knows. But anyway, that's the end of the video. So, yeah, bit of a disappointment, to be honest, based on the presenter and the YouTuber that was presenting it to us. He was just boring. You know, there was no enthusiasm in him whatsoever. And I think, if you're going to be making factual videos on YouTube, just try and put as much energy into it as you can. But it's always good to learn how much smaller we are than everybody else, because it doesn't matter how small the UK is, we're still I mean, it's slowly deteriorating and becoming an absolute joke of a country, but it's still the best country in the world, for me. Yeah. And don't forget the British Empire, it how much of the Earth's surface did our empire stretch? Was it like 20% of the world's surface was British Empire at one point? So it doesn't matter how small we are. We used to rule a significant portion of the world. I know that'll upset some progressive people, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's not a good thing," but I don't care what you think. But yeah, there we go. So more content like this will be coming. We'll have to have a look what type of content, but I definitely want to do more stuff like this. Yeah. So make some suggestions. You know, you tell me what you want to see. What content like this? You tell me what you want to see, and we'll do it. Yeah. Right. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this, guys, and I hope you're having a great start to your week. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, take care. Englishman out.